Hello, everyone. My name is Donna Gallo, and I'm the principal here at LCJSMS Summit Middle School. Today, I'm going to present on our 4 methods of communication that we use here at the middle school, and also just to highlight some of the tips and tricks and some how-to videos in the platforms that we use here very often in our middle school building. So I'm going to start off by reviewing the 4 methods of communication. And for the first method of communication, it's weekly emails that I send out as the building principal. Those weekly emails can all be found on our district website under the LCJSMS page and under the resources tab on the right-hand side of the page. When you come to resources, you'll see an expandable folders here, or expandable topics. There's a topic called parent communication. Underneath this topic, we have all of the weekly letters that I have sent as a principal this school year. And all of those letters are also available in a Spanish translation here. So they're emailed weekly on Fridays, and then we have them here that are accessible to you if you need to go back and see something that was available. In these letters, I'm going to point out just a few things, and I'll use this one as example, February 19th. I consciously try to make it as readable as possible. So I have topics here with some couple of sentences regarding each topic. I try to link as many things as possible here to make this very readable for you as parents. Additionally, or occasionally, I should say, I do send a email out that is not on Friday and is usually specific to one topic versus the email that comes out where there's a variety of topics. So here we have the LCJ Communication Digital Resources Flyer. This was a communication that was put out mid-February that covers the exact topics that I'm going to be reviewing now. It has the 4 videos, short videos about our communication methods, and also some resources available. So that is our first method of communication, is our weekly emails. The next method of communication is the daily announcement. So again, under the resources tab, we have an accordion folder for this. The daily announcements are emailed each day at 5 p.m. And what you would get in that email is a link to a Google Doc. And within this Google Doc, it's a running list of our daily announcements. So we don't delete the announcements each day. They're available. They're items that you can go back to. We try to, again, link as much stuff as possible here so that you have all of this information available to you. The third method of communication is specific to students' academics. And so what that is team newsletters. So I have an example here from Team 7B, and this is a weekly newsletter that is sent out by the team leader on this team. And within this newsletter, you have agendas from each of the teachers available here with just a link away, a click away. So for example, I will click on Mrs. Keene, and you will bring up a agenda that she has prepared for this week. So this is a really good comprehensive resource that's going to help you see the different assignments and topics that your students are studying each week. The fourth method of communication that we have here at Lawton C. Johnson Summit Middle School is Genesis. And Genesis is a very new tool for us this year. I have a sample student login that I can bring you in just to show. So you have to bear with us a little bit. Our sample student doesn't have as much information in it as your actual students would have in it. Our sample student is not listed in classes and whatnot. So it's not going to be the exact look that you have, but I can help just kind of give you the gist. So here in Genesis, you'll be able to see all of your students' grades, your students' attendance. There's a place where you might receive letters. And so this is a brand new product for us this year. And there's a lot of different features that are available in Genesis. And in the summer, when we were kicking off the school year, some of the features that we wanted to start the school year with had to take a little bit of a backseat to the other issues that we were facing with opening school during the pandemic. And so we have slowly rolled out some of those new features. The features are the automated calls for attendance. We're now starting to get into the letters that will pull for attendance related issues that will populate in your parent portal. So just bear with us as we work out any of these kinks. If you're receiving any notifications or if you're receiving any letters that you think might be an error, just please reach out to our office and we can help navigate any of those issues. One of the really important places that I would recommend you visiting in the Genesis Parent Portal is the Message Center. And in the Message Center, you can sign up for Message Alert Setup. And within this alert setup, you have the ability to indicate if you want to receive a notification to your email or even to a phone number regarding letters that are posted, regarding attendance, regarding grades that are posted via gradebook, or discipline incidents. So I would definitely recommend setting these preferences to what you would like to see, and you'll get an email or even a text message alerting you that something has been updated. So in addition to all of these 4 communication methods, I'm going to bring you back to our letter that was sent mid-February. And we have a digital flyer here that has a ton of resources. Within this flyer, all of these items are clickable links to short videos. So as you can see, we have a whole section dedicated to Genesis, and you will be able to click on any of these short videos and it'll navigate how you can either find items or adjust settings so that it is to your liking. We also have a YouTube channel that's been dedicated to the information provided in these videos in a series that's in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking families. So again, just to recap, we have 4 main methods of communication here at LCJSMS, and that is weekly emails from myself, the principal, daily student announcements, team agendas that are sent weekly, and Genesis as a way to see how your students are performing. So in addition to our 4 methods of communication, we also have put together a number of resources to help you and to help students. So on this digital flyer, I can draw your attention here to troubleshooting. We have a number of quick videos of ways that you can try to address issues that might arise on the Chromebook. And we also have the contact information here for our technology department. And then I do fully recognize that the Google Suite can be overwhelming if it's not something that you use regularly or are used to using. Here in the school, we've been using it for a number of years now, that I do think that our teachers have a level of comfort that parents that might not have been exposed to it do have. And so I recognize that as a parent myself. I have a daughter, she's in kindergarten this year, and my husband does some of her work with her, and it's not as intuitive to him, Google platform, because it's not just something that he uses all the time. So we do truly recognize that. What I can say is that we use Google Emails, we have Google Drive, and we have Google Classroom. And those are probably the primary 3 places that our students are going to be in. And so within Google Classroom, we have a number of videos here that are available, just short how-to videos to show you a quick tour of Google Classroom, what things look like from the student perspective, how students can organize their classrooms or even their Drive folders that are related to their classrooms. So a number of different tips and tricks on how to keep your Google Classroom organized. I have an example here, and I can show you my Google Classroom page. As the principal of the building, I actually, I'm a member of many of our Google Classroom teachers' Google Classroom pages. So as you can see, I have quite a bit. For your students, they would have a Google Classroom for each one of their classes. So they should have somewhere between 7, maybe 8 if they're a part of our music program, perhaps, and maybe even additional ones for clubs that they're involved in. For Google Drive, We have a number of ways here to help students organize. We can look at their Drive files as a list view or a grid view. We also have ways in which they can color code folders within their Drive just to help them keep information organized. All of these little tutorials we have presented to students this year. We're getting ready and gearing up to present them again, just to kind of keep it fresh in their mind as ways that they can work to keep themselves as organized as possible. One of the additional ways that I would highly, highly recommend is under this organization for Chrome, and this is specifically to the Chrome browser. You have the ability to tab groups, which is put a group of items together under one tab. And so there's a video there, but I can also show you here under tab, you are able to say group tab and you can name it. So I can take this and name it as test. I can assign it a color. And then what I can do is take other tabs and add them to that group tab. And now they're all linked together and I can collapse them by clicking on tab and open them back up again. So it's a really great way to just help keep information organized. Another way that I think is wonderful to help keep students organized is to pin tabs. As you can see, I have some tabs that are longer and others that are shorter. These tabs are pinned. So for me, I have my email tab, my calendar tab, my Genesis Access tab, another tab for TEval, which is something that we use, the administrators in the district use. I have a Google Doc that's pinned. These always remain here to the left. Those are my very frequently used tabs. So that's another way that I would recommend our students trying to utilize some of those resources to help keep them organized. I do recognize that this is a bit overwhelming. We've had a very overwhelming last year. There's a lot of change going on in the school district in how we normally operate. And for many parents, there is just a lot of support that they're giving their students, and there's a lot of different places to look, right? Between Google Classroom, the agendas, Genesis. So here is my advice. The students really are very well versed in how to navigate Google Classroom and submitting or uploading assignments. It's something that they do very regularly. It's something that the teachers have worked on with them quite a bit. And so I wouldn't put any effort towards supporting students in that way. What I can say is that I would focus on the team agendas and I would focus on Genesis to really monitor work completion and how your students are performing. And I will say that even just as an adult, we all have to come up with our own system on how we manage and how we organize our digital world. So that is our email accounts, that is our digital folders. And students kind of have to go through that same process. We make recommendations as a school. You can try it this way, you can try it this way, but it is somewhat of a personal fit. And students really do have to kind of hone in on how they are going to organize their email inbox, how they are going to organize their digital files. So that would be a way that to help support your student is to try to figure out what is the best way for them to navigate that. Again, we as a school are going to be presenting all this information again and really trying to hone in on the best ways that we can keep ourselves organized. But at the end of the day, organization is a little bit of a personal preference for the students. So we want them to find what works for them. I am always available. If you have any questions about how we communicate or how we can, you can best help your students, please reach out to myself, the guidance counselors, teachers, anyone, and we will all be here absolutely willing to help you. So again, I hope this was a helpful video, helped put into perspective and kind of hone in on the ways in which we communicate and the ways in which we can all help our students. I hope everyone has a great day.